Good morning. I'm going to show you the entrance here to my garden. I haven't weeded much in the last week or so. We've been really busy trying to get the barn floor ready for concrete pour, but this is the progress my garden has made. Now these green beans will grow up this cattle panel trellis that we have here at the beginning of the garden. The beans are a little distraught looking because they have been dug at by the puppies, and I've had to re-soil them and give them some nitrogen feed. These are the potatoes. This box was planted later than these two, so these have been mounded. This one I'm getting ready to mound today. And we should get a really nice crop off this. This is a little experiment. The bottom of this 5-gallon bucket was cut out, and so I went ahead and planted a zucchini in here, and it looks like it's doing well. Cattle panel trellis. There are cucumbers on either side. We've got some zucchini in the middle, some sugar snaps on the other side that were eaten by the sheep as well. So the back ones are getting big, but the front ones didn't. Got some strawberries just planted along the edge and some marigold seeds thrown in there that are doing pretty well. This poor onion bed, the sheep ate the tops off all the onion. This is what they did until we got them in their pasture where we completed the fencing finally. Right here, the dogs dug in this, so I put some chicken wire over it for now. This is lettuce, and then this one is spinach. They actually took quite a bit of the dirt out of this one. And our tomato plants, they are doing really well. We trimmed them back, weeded, and got them trellised up on the cattle panels, and they are doing really good. Let's see. So I put these logs. This is kind of trial. I don't know if we're going to keep them here. We're going to try to maybe find some, cut them to size, and use those as an edging, and fill this in with some more dirt for next year. Just always planning for the next year, even though we're in the middle of this season. These tomatoes are doing so good. If you can see, they're almost as tall as I am. Of course, I'm short, so I guess that's not saying much. And this plant here we've had forever. This one literally dies down and comes back every year. My cabbage, I've sprayed it with some organic caterpillar and worm spray, which is supposed to make the worms sick when they take a bite. So hopefully you can see some little chew marks in here. This one here is my little herb garden. Got basil, oregano, lavender, thyme. Got some bee balm over there with the trellis. Got some few onions planted in here. Got some dill. And that dill I haven't had to plant for 3 years now, I think. It comes back on its own every year. Then over here is my cut flowers. Got zinnias. Got to get in there and weed that too. Got some hollyhock and some white daisies. I've got some black-eyed Susan, I think, coming up back here in the back. And some bellflowers. Over here is where we took that big maple tree down. We've got to split some logs. We've got to clean up this area real well, but right now we have a lot of work going on over here. It's always a work in progress. I don't know if you can see the barn. And then down in here, Harry has leveled this out. We're going to plant some grass seed. It's doing really well, not holding so much water like it used to. So all the way through here, he leveled it out with his bobcat. Let's see. Got some tomatoes coming on too, if you can see those. Some green tomatoes. All right, let's head over here. Here's Archer. And I did the video with this area over here, and I've started adding to it, as you can tell. And I still have to go onto the other side of these, but we're getting really low on the wood chips that we had left. So I ended up, after I conditioned these straw bales, I ended up putting sweet potatoes on this side, and then along that piece of trellis I put green beans in there. So we'll see how that does. It's supposed to complement the sweet potatoes. And then these first two have beets planted in them, and then the back has more of the radishes. So those should do really well in here. And I just put the cardboard down right here and topped it with wood chips. These are the blackberries. This is their 3rd year. They're doing really, really well. I had to put some rabbit fencing around the bottom. The puppies were chewing on that too. And you see all of these blackberries that we're going to have this year. If you can get a good look at that. And then these shoots here are the fresh shoots, because the blackberries will die off and we will cut those back, and then these new shoots will be the new blackberries. So I'm going to be making a video. I'm going to do some cuttings from these shoots that are on the bottom here and put them in pots. We're going to share some with our neighbors. These are thornless blackberries. So out here is where we have a temporary fix for a grazing area, but this is actually really nice because we can take these cattle panels, which is what we put up for now since the lambs are bigger, and we can unhook them, move them. These are not permanent stretched fencing, so it's really nice to have an area here where we can move them around. But they've got plenty of room out here to eat, and then we bring them into their stall at night, and they still get a little bit of sweet feed right now. I know some people don't do that, but and then over here, if you can see it, this is where they can get shelter from rain. They don't really need the shade too much over here because there's always an area that's shaded. When another one comes into the sun, then another one is shaded. So this is more for elements, but they do like to lay in it. We left a little bit off the ground that wasn't covered by the tarp on either side so that there'd be a little airflow. But this is just an 8x10 tarp. You can see they've already been chewing on it, so I figured that might be a problem. We just cut 2 16-foot cattle panels down to a little bit over 10 feet, and we put the 8x10 tarp over them. I don't know, they work perfectly for a little shelter here, just a temporary shelter. We can move it. We put posts down to keep them curved. And there's Folly. Hi, Folly. These sheep are so friendly. They weren't like that when we first got them, but they think they're dogs. Actually, Fiona is the one that had the broken leg, and she was very timid, and she's not timid anymore. I don't know, maybe they're camera shy. Anyway, they like their little tunnel. They like their little area. We've got fencing on the inside of the wood board fencing, so they can't get through the little cracks. We've also got some barbed wire we're going to probably put across the top and the bottom here. And then over here, we have got the start of our bee yard. So I've really been watching the sun patterns in our yard, and I'm thinking this is the perfect spot. I mowed everything but right around where all the hives are going to be, and I will be doing a video when I get my bees this week. I'll show you how I'm going to install them. But right here, so this gets really good morning sun, quite a bit of morning sun. Probably starts around 8:30 or 9, getting some good sun, and then in the afternoon, late afternoon, it actually starts getting like a dappled shading from these trees. So they'll get really nice start in the mornings, get them woke up with the morning sun. These are facing southeast, mostly south, but they are a little catty corner, and I think the bees are going to love it out here. So we're really excited. We've got plenty of things planted for the bees over in my garden, even out front with the flowers, and I think they're going to enjoy this yard. So right there we just have 2 of the brood boxes. The supers are in the shed still, and I have 2 more brood boxes coming so that I can place feeders, which I'll show you when I do the bee video. So I'll place some feeders on top of these boxes, but have hollow brood boxes without frames on top of here so that they can actually be fed. Since I'm getting them a little later in the year, I want to make sure I feed them all summer and all winter. That way they overwinter better. They won't have enough collected on their own probably to make it through winter if I don't start feeding them. So very excited for that. Let's see. Take you over to the barn. Like I said, everything out here is a work in progress, and my husband works really, really hard. He works about 50 hours a week construction, and he's been doing that for over 25 years, and actually ready to maybe retire at least from that job and do some things on his own for a while, in about a year and a half. So he's excited, I think, for that. This right here is the barn I've had in other videos. So he's done this all on his own. I've been a little help, but not much. He has framed this all in, and I will show you what he's been doing for the last week. So he's got this pile of gravel here that he's been getting things from, or getting gravel from, and he brings it over here and fills this in, and he's got it formed up for when he gets ready to pour the cement. This is an old cement pad from a small double horse stall that used to be on the property, and he's just going to add to the cement. I did get to have a little bit of fun, and he showed me how to use a hammer drill, and then these holes here, there's where the old post used to be, so those, we hollowed those out, but these holes here I got to drill with the hammer drill, and we will put the rods in here, the metal rods, and they will stick out and they will help secure the new concrete to the old concrete. I'm learning all kinds of things. We've got a temporary fence back here for now, but once this building and walls are up in the next month or so, we will unroll this fence. It will actually be, he wanted to do 4 boards, but I think we're just going to stretch the field fencing from the corner there. Going to stretch it. It'll tighten and connect to this corner, and then we will connect it to that corner over there. That's it. So this is what he's been working on recently. This is a pile of a bunch of the trees he's taken down in the last year. These will be split for firewood. I planted 2 pecan trees out here the other day. They have to be 40 feet apart from each other and 20 or 30 feet from other trees. So right in here we've got one planted, and then out there across from where the bee hives are going to be, there's going to be the other pecan tree if they make it. They weren't looking real healthy when I bought them, but they were on sale at the farm store, and I decided to grab a couple and see how they do. So that's it for today. Just wanted to show you our progress. Always something. There's Big Boy. Hi, Archer. The dogs love laying out here, which is actually good. We are going to have 2 normal size garage doors right here, and then over in this area there will be a little front porch and a man door, and then on the other side over there, if you can see it, is going to be an entrance for his dump truck. So this will be a nice little work barn for him. All right, I'm gonna get off here. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.